What's up, peeps? Julian Williams here at the distance. Got video for you guys. As stupid as I fucking look right now, I'm sitting there wearing a damn hoodie because it's cold as hell in Texas, and my body temperature is extremely fucking low. And I think you probably see why. I'm wearing shorts right now, as you can tell. Look at my nice foot here, my nice surgically repaired foot. Anyway, peeps, it's been a while. It's been a while since my last video. My last video was in July, around the time of David Price versus Tony Thompson. So that was around like first week of July. And I've been saying for a long time I was going to be coming back, and I didn't come back. Because I had a lot of things to do. I've been extremely busy with work. I've been extremely busy with personal things going on in my life and things of that nature. So I was away for a while. So I've been gone for about 5 months now. I've still been watching the fights. I've still been commenting on fights on Twitter. I still like the fight with Golovkin and Stevens. I was on Twitter talking about the Bradley Marquez. I was on Facebook ranting and raving about what's his name, Orlando Cruz's desecration of the Puerto Rican flag. And I was so happy to see Salito whoop his ass. I was hoping he killed him for that shit. Things of that nature. So, anyway, peeps, I'm here to do a prediction for you guys. And of course, for the fight tomorrow night between Manny Pacquiao and Brandon Rios. A lot of people are talking about this bout. And also, here's another thing. The distance is back for good. I'm not leaving anymore. Over the last year or so, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in my personal life, being sick, dealing with work and other things of that nature. So just overall, I don't plan on leaving YouTube ever again. I'm going to be back on a very regular basis, within the next year or so. So I've always talked about retiring from YouTube in the year 2013. And I never went about that route. So I just decided, you know what, it's the perfect time to come back. I got the fucking day off. It's cold outside. I got nothing to do but watch Netflix all day. So I might as well give my opinion on this fight, Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. And there's a lot of people I've spoke to regarding the fight. A lot of people in my personal life that have hit me up and talked about it. I know the fight takes place tomorrow in China. From what I know, it's a half-ass drug testing ordeal going on, things of that nature. I never really read up on it. I never really cared because I really take what Pacquiao's camp says with a grain of salt these days. But that's just how it is with me. But anyway, going into the fight, we're going with a fight with youth versus experience. I've spoken to a lot of people regarding this fight, and I've always said since this fight was signed, not to count Brandon Rios out. You definitely can't. You can't count out a guy who's young, in the prime of his career. He can take a punch and give a punch right back. He's always coming to fight. I've mentioned before, he knows how to create shots as he's walking forward, and knows how to go. He knows how to set up the knockout. He does little subtle things that can set up the knockout. He's always stepping forward. He always tucks his chin. There's just a lot of things that Brandon Rios does very well. So that's why I'm not going to count him out. He has a good chin. He comes to fight about 12 rounds, and he loves the fight. He said that bullshit on the face-off. Oh, boxing is my orgasm. Sound like a fucking retard. I guess he took a few decent shots, but the thing about it is, of course, the man knows how to take shots, but he knows how to create them. He knows how to pressure a fighter. He does it well. I know he lost against Alvarado recently. It was his first loss. This is coming off of a loss. So mentally, he might be a little bit. He might be just as strong as Pacquiao. He has a lot to lose in this fight. The same as Pacquiao. Except for Pacquiao, it's his career on the line. In this fight, if I were Brandon Rios, I would continuously pressure him for the first few rounds. I spoke to a few people regarding the fight. One was Jay Dilworth. This was about a week ago, and he mentioned me. Pacquiao's like a 6-round fighter, and I sort of agree. Because Pacquiao comes to fight, he'll take a few rounds off, and then you hear from the camp that he cramps. And against a fighter like Brandon Rios, who can take punches, who's also is also going to throw back. Yeah, that's dangerous. The fact of the matter is, Pacquiao has great speed. He has great speed. And with that speed, the Achilles heel is that he's going to be facing a guy that can take those punches. He can take the punches, but give one hard shot right back. And it's when you get into that comfort zone, when you're fighting a guy who can land when you're fighting a guy who could take 10 of your best shots and and just eat them like M&Ms, that could be dangerous. That could be discouraging for a fighter like Pacquiao, who's coming off of a knockout loss. Who's coming off of 2 straight losses against 2 different types of fighters. So anyway, in this fight, I'm rusty in breaking down fights because I haven't done it in a while. But for Brandon Rios, I would pressure him. I would make. If he could take the punches, I wouldn't. If I was a Brandon Rios, I wouldn't respect Pacquiao's power all too early. I would continue walking forward. I would continue trying to walk him down. I would throw punches to his body. And in the first maybe 3 or 4 rounds, I would mainly go to the body. I would go to the body. I wouldn't fight him at the center of the ring. I would use my jab to cut him off. And really, it's in this fight, it's about cutting Pacquiao off, cutting his corners, cutting his angles, looking to counter his shots, look to land the right hand on the inside, things of that nature. I think that's pretty much what Rios has to do. But what he has to do is I wouldn't fight him at a fast pace early. I would bum rush him late. I would conserve that energy, and then early on just go to the body, hit him to the solar plexus quite a few times, hit him once or twice to the hip, every now and again, and then just go from there. And I think that Rios can win this fight if he's able to take Pacquiao's punches early, but come off with an attack late. But he definitely has to go in for the knockout. He has to go in for the kill. And he has to go in for the kill maybe around 8 or 9. In rounds 8 or 9, he has to start speeding everything up. He has to time him. He has to get him on the ropes. He has to look for the right hand. That's really all he has to do. Take some of the punches to psych him out, things of that nature. But I think that the main way for Rios to win, of course, is by pressure, timing, and an early body attack. And cutting off Pacquiao's angles, taking that big step to the right side, or taking that big step to the left side, moving in closer to his left hand so that it takes a little bit off his left hand shot. Because, of course, Pacquiao has a stiff left. So, that's really what it's all about for Rios. On the other hand, you have Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao is coming off of 2 losses against 2 solid, future Hall of Fame fighters. And yes, I'm saying Tim Bradley is a future Hall of Famer. You may disagree with me, but hey, it is what it is. But, he's fighting a guy whose style plays perfectly into his. He's fighting a guy who will take punches. And I think that early on, what he wants to do is he wants to maybe find a target. Look for the perfect place to hit Rios. If he can cut Rios early, if he can make him bruise early, that's the better for Pacquiao, because he has a landing spot. He has a place to land. He has a target that he can aim for throughout the fight. So I think it's all about landing first. It's all about being in the right spot, using his angles, pivoting his body quick and making Rios turn so he could catch him. It's just and also another thing too is Pacquiao's feet are a lot faster. They're a lot faster than Rios, so he can get himself into parts of the ring, and set up little traps for Rios to step into, where he can land his left hand, to where he can use that speed and just and because Rios from time to time doesn't get his hands up in time to defend himself. That's why you see a lot of the time him getting hit with big shots against Acosta, against Alvarado, and against and there's another one I'm trying to think of. I can't think of at the moment, but there were a few fights I've seen him in where he turns his body, his hands aren't up in time, his feet are going, but his hands aren't going. He's not defending himself, and his chin is just from time to time just isn't tucked properly. So I think that Pacquiao needs to use that athleticism to his advantage in this one. So I think it's speed. I wouldn't really look for the counter in this one. I think it's all about taking the lead in this fight. I wouldn't go for the knockout against Brandon Rios because that could be dangerous for Manny Pacquiao. Because he might slip into this comfort zone where, okay, I'm landing on him. I got him. And then, it's December 4th all over again. He gets hit and he falls and he goes down. But so I think that's all about, for Pacquiao, I think it's all about, I want to say a kind of a mid-level aggressive attack. I think it's all about, of course, it's all about landing on Rios. It's all about, timing Rios' body as he walks in, timing his body language, and just using the hand speed and getting there before Rios can get there. I think it's all about his positioning in the ring, how he positions his hands, how he positions his body. And how he can also use his body to, how he can use his athleticism to create his shots. So I think that, it is, in words, it sounds simple, but complex. In the ring, it's a bit on the complex side. But I think that there's just a lot that Pacquiao can do to win this fight, using his athleticism more than his skill. And I think that's really what it is at the end of the day. It's, of course, athleticism and experience, because Pacquiao's been in the ring with some great fighters, defeated some great fighters. And I think he needs to use that experience, the rounds, and also, the knowledge from his corner. Even though I think Freddie Roach is a bit on the overrated side, I think that, really at the end of the day, it's all about speed. Speed is going to play the determining factor for Pacquiao. Speed of his hands, speed on his feet, the way he positions his body, the way he moves around the ring. That's going to be the most important factor for Pacquiao, as much as pressure and timing is going to be as much of a factor for Rios in order to win the fight. So anyway, let's go to the outcome. Who do I think is going to win this fight? It's a toss-up for me. A lot of people, I've been listening to a lot of people talk about this fight. Whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's, at work or wherever else, a lot of people are talking about this fight. And the main thing that a lot of people are saying is Pacquiao was hungry. They're like, Pacquiao's hungry. He's coming off of 2 losses. Brandon Rios can't touch him. And a lot of the people that are talking, the casual spectators, are people who I know have never watched the Brandon Rios fight. That's just my perception of it all. However, on the other side, I've been saying since this fight was signed, Brandon Rios has a live chance. He has a live chance because, Pacquiao, from 2002 when I first saw him to today, he has those moments where he's developed some bad habits. He's developed some bad habits of getting comfortable in fights. He's gotten comfortable. He's left himself open, and he's done it. He's done it. He just hadn't been timed and caught. But the thing about it is, and also I think that the issue over in the Philippines might give Pacquiao a little bit of extra inspiration. And we've seen it, a lot in boxing. Like 3 years ago with Casillas when his brother passed. It kind of made him a bit of a different fighter. Going in against Marquez in November 27 in 2010. So I think that realistically, both men know they need to win the fight. Both men know they need to win the fight. I honestly want to say I would go with Pacquiao winning this one. Because I think this one will probably go to the scorecards. I think this is going to go to the judges. Pacquiao is the bigger man. He's faster. I mean, bigger in weight. I mean, I don't think I think Rios may walk around higher than Pacquiao, but this is a weight that Pacquiao, has been at for a while. I'm not sure if it's a welterweight or 140. I didn't really look at it. Really don't care. They both are small anyway, because I'm going based off of skill sets in this one. But I think that I want to go with Pacquiao winning this fight. I want to go with Pacquiao winning this fight by a decision if it goes to the cards. Just because just because I think that Pacquiao more than likely is going to go in and he's going to throw a lot of combinations. I think that he's going to throw a lot of combinations. And Rios will probably, to Pacquiao's 5 or 6 punches, Rios is going to have at least 3 or 4, and the judges are going to see 6 compared to 3 or 4. And and when Pacquiao's active and he's throwing at a high volume, that's going to look better to the judges than the few that Rios throws. However, as I mentioned before, I think that Rios is a live contender in this fight. Because I think that, like I said, my gut instinct is telling me that Pacquiao is going to win this fight. However, another part of me is just saying Rios has a live chance of winning this fight. Rios has to knock him out. And I think Rios does have that ability as long as he fights smart. But I think Pacquiao is going to win this one based on punch output and also athleticism, because he's going to give himself to the parts of the ring he needs to get himself to. So anyway, peeps, I'm gonna hit you guys up after the fights tomorrow. I don't know what time they are. I'll probably be recording them, but I'm gonna hit you guys up after the fight. I'm going with Manny Pacquiao by a decision. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, peeps, like I said, I'm not going away again. That was Distance. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.